Okay, we're live. Chef Joe, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, selamat petang. Apa khabar semua? Good evening. How's everyone down there? Guten Abend, Guten Abend, bonsoir from Malaysia. Anyway, welcome back. Selamat berjumpa lagi di udara ataupun di alam cyber kita dengan MATJHN dan juga di seluruh dunia. So malam ni kita bersama dengan kekasih kita Jackie, because dia lah yang menjadikan kita punya program kita ni hidup. She's the one who make it lively to our program in MOMC. So that's why I my dear Jackie. So anyway, Jackie, welcome.
Thank you. Hi, Chef Joe. Thank you so much for doing this, Chef Joe.
Hari ni nak masak apa? Hari ni nak masak apa?
Saya nak masak apa yang kita panggil Har Meen in Chinese. Tapi cara saya buat ni berbeza sikit lah sebab saya nak buat soup yang berperisa agak macam stronger flavour. So what I'm doing is I'm making a prawn noodle soup, what we call Har Meen in Chinese, and I'm using a special technique that I developed more recently, which is to actually blend the prawn shells, and I'll show you guys in a little bit. It's funny because I was just talking to Chef Joe before we went live, and Chef Joe has the same idea as well. Tapi yang apa saya buat ni lah, saya ada ni kulit udang ni semua, sebab saya suka makan udang. Setiap kali saya makan udang, kulit udang tu saya simpan dalam freezer. So
banyak berapa paket tu?
So every now and then I take it out of the freezer and I defrost it on my own shelf. And I fry it.
Ini mesti Jackie ni hantu udang ni. Banyak dia punya baki-baki kulit dia simpan.
Yes, sebenarnya ada lagi tapi saya tak muat dalam periuk ini. What I'm doing is I'm actually this is all defrosted prawn shell.
Okay.
And we're gonna turn this into a paste, a prawn paste. Yeah.
Okay. I think Jackie, Nora is to say good morning from San Francisco.
Hey Nora, how you doing?
She must be enjoying her omelette now.
Omelette?
Yeah, prawn omelette. Okay, for those who just view us, welcome to our cooking streamline. Today is from Sydney. I'm from Kuala Lumpur, and of course, if you are from anywhere, please turn in where you're from, so that at least we can say hello to you and hope you enjoy the cooking from Sydney today.
Yeah, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from, and do a hashtag live if you're watching it live, and hashtag watching a replay. And for those of you who don't know, good morning from Alabama. Hey, how you doing?
Naziha, Naziha also say from Alabama. Say good morning.
Hey Naziha, apa khabar?
Naziha, yeah.
Okay, so you tengok ada banyak ya sini. So we have a lot of prawn shells. And what we're going to do, I'm just gonna heat this up.
Jadi yang Jackie, yang apa prawn shell tu, Jackie defrost dulu ke ataupun memang beku?
Saya defrost dulu.
Defrost dulu, okay.
Yeah. So, kalau tak nanti apa ni kerasan.
Banyak air.
Yeah, banyak air. So because there's a lot of water in this, a lot of moisture in it, I haven't put the oil first. I just want to fry it up without the oil first, so that it doesn't get too messy, it doesn't spit everywhere. Okay,
we have Victoria with us from Rotterdam.
Hey Victoria, how you doing? Victoria, we're gonna get you to go live in our group. And hey, Abang Mamu, I think it's in the house. Apa khabar Abang Mamu?
We also have Zamri. Say hello to.
Hey, apa khabar? Okay, so we've got all these prawn shells, and we're gonna add garlic, bawang putih. Okay. Di Sydney kita boleh ini.
Yeah.
Ini dah peel ya. So tak ada gula.
Okay.
Tambah terus dalam sini.
Okay. So bawang putih tak payah dicincang You don't have to chop the garlic.
Not yet. We're going to blend the whole thing in the food processor afterwards. Yeah.
Betul. We're going to blend the whole thing in the blender.
Yeah. So that's all I'm putting in here. And nanti kita akan tambah preser ya. So we'll just let this defrost a little bit. And also biasanya bila you buat Har Meen, kita ada ayam yang direbus separate. Tapi saya ada leftover chicken. Ini ada leftover roast chicken. Saya apa ni? Shred kita cakap mana ya? Nak apa ni? We're gonna just shred it by hand. And lepas tu kita akan tambah preser macam minyak bijan. So this is one good way to use up leftover chicken.
Okay. So how long are you going to fry this the prawn shell? Berapa lama patut ditumis?
Tak berapa lama je. Kita sebab
sampai dia kering.
There's a lot sampai kering. Lepas tu kita akan tambah minyak dan juga tambah preser lah. Kalau you nak pakai garam pun boleh. Saya suka pakai chicken powder. I know chicken powder is not popular with all the real chefs in MOMC. But I use it a lot. Okay, so nanti kita akan tambah chicken powder dan pepper, lada putih dan juga sedikit gula ya. Okay,
chicken powder is convenient food.
Yeah. Everything I do is convenient food. Okay, so I've got some leftover chicken here. I'm just gonna actually just shred it up here, and yeah, guys, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you are,
Zaleha still not in yet.
Not in, yes. Yeah, guys, I know I promoted this as two hosts. We've got Chef Jo and Zaleha, but Zaleha is tied up at the moment. Hopefully she'll be able to join us in a little bit. But yeah. And just don't forget to share this out to your friends who are interested. So what we're making today is something called Har Meen. And I used to sell this at my restaurant, but the technique that I'm doing now is a little bit different to how I used to do it at my restaurant, all right? This one is a little bit more convenient.
Victoria said, shredded is siat in Malay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Actually, the siat, you can use siat, but normally the siat is something like you boil. You try to shred with your hand. When you make soto ayam, you pull pull chicken or pull beef, whatever. That one you call siat. But if you shred it, also can mean that you can have a quick slice.
Apa ni? Quick.
This one, Victoria was saying that shredded in bahasa Malaysia is siat.
Yeah.
Siat. But siat actually it applies to those like already been cooked. Let's say you have pulled beef or pulled chicken.
Okay.
At the moment you call it siat.
Okay.
But if you are those fresh meat or whatever, or maybe vegetable, the shredded, you would say something like macam menghiris lah. Menghiris.
Oh, okay. Menghiris. Okay. Siap. Menghiris. Okay. Cool. There you go. Malay lesson. By the way, guys, I haven't lived in Malaysia for 26 years. So sometimes. Linda, how are you?
Yeah, Linda, say hi.
So sometimes if you hear me speak Malay, actually Chef Jo helps me with my Malay off on WhatsApp.
Okay, there's someone from Wollongong say hello to you.
Hey, how you doing? Cool. Ada sama maksud dengan carikan isi.
Yeah.
Carikan isi. Okay.
Cari itu kalau kita siat lah. Kalau kita siat, dia banyak cari-cari.
Carikan isi. Okay.
They mean curry, and actually in English we call it pool. Like you make a pool beef or pool chicken. Yeah, for your sandwiches or for whatever you want to do. So we call it curry.
Cool. I'm getting this. I don't know if Paul in the background can hear this screeching noise. Is anyone else hearing that screeching noise a little bit? But yeah. Oh, if it's just me, it's okay. But I don't know if anyone else is hearing that.
But this one, if you are in the kitchen, you can use wok, yeah, so you become very fast, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. See, this one here is quite small, so
Yeah.
I can't put too.
So you can give nice, the Germans say, give nice brown, nice brown.
Yeah. And kalau you ada apa ni, banyak sangat the kulit
Ya,
udang.
betul banyak sangat.
Kalau banyak sangat, kita pakai hanya kepala lah. Tapi kalau you know,
Betul.
you nak sikit pakai the whole prawn. But if you have too many prawns, right? If you have too much prawn shells, and you have to throw some out, just use the heads, right? The heads where most of the flavor is. Okay. So kita goreng ni sampai kering sikit, lepas tu kita tambah minyak, ya. Okay, so I've got some shredded chicken over here. Okay, so
chicken,
ayam dah disiap. Okay, kita akan tambah tambah garam sikit. Garam dan pepper. Lada putih. Saya tak ada lada putih, saya lada hitam.
Lada hitam ya.
Hitam. Tapi biasanya lada putih.
Lada tulang.
Okay, so a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and sesame oil.
Ya, minyak bijan ya.
Minyak bijan, okay. So biasanya.
Diane from Penang.
Hey Diana, how you doing? So biasanya kita pakai apa ni, ayam yang baru direbus lah. Tapi sebab saya ada baki ayam, the chicken, I'm just using that here.
Boleh tak kita pakai ayam yang segar?
Boleh. Biasanya kita patut pakai ayam yang segar. Tapi sebab malam ni kita nak buat cepat sikit.
Yalah, hari ni kita berbual tentang benda-benda yang dah makanan yang terlebih yang dah dimasak sebelumnya, kan?
Betul, ya.
Those leftovers you've been cooked few previous days, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so kita campur-campur macam sini, ya.
I do not mean my word. I do not say recycle. I will say this is a green cooking.
Yeah, that's right. You cook like the Chinese, you don't waste anything, you know. Orang biasanya ni semua dituangkan.
Yeah.
Leftovers, but we Chinese, we use everything, all the heads, the shells. You know.
So sometimes when you recycle sound, some people might feel recycle.
It's being environmentally conscious.
I always say I'm cooking something green today.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of green, kita akan pakai nanti what we call garlic chives in
Kucai.
Okay, and in Chinese it's hou choy. And also biasanya kita pakai kangkung, tapi pada masa sekarang di Australia kangkung agak suka nak dibuat. So kita pakai choy sam je lah ni. So you use choy or kangkung, but I couldn't find it at the shops today. Not good ones anyway. So we're just using some choy sam, all right? But I think the Chinese, the Malaysians will know this as Har Meen. Now, I want to mention also Har Meen in different parts of Malaysia are a little bit different, okay? The version that I grew up eating, I grew up in Seremban. So the version that I grew up eating is a little bit different to what you will find in Penang. In Seremban, we don't add chili in our stock, right? If you want the chili, it's separate. So the sambal tumis is separately served with. And I noticed in Penang, they cook it together with the prawn stock, okay? So if you're from Penang, don't kill me, okay? The Penang people are the most passionate about their food. And usually if I make something on YouTube or something like that, they're the ones that get really upset if they think it's not how it's supposed to be done, okay?
Actually, in cooking, to me, there's no right or wrong.
Thank you. Yeah.
Selalu dalam masak ni tak ada benda yang salah ataupun yang betul lah. Akhirnya, final is the taste.
Exactly. Yeah.
How
you doing? Okay.
Hi, Shelly, say hello from Southern California.
Hey, Kay, how you doing? Where are you watching from, Kay? Okay, so now we're going to add some oil, okay? Kita akan tambah minyak sekarang, ya. And we want a fair bit of oil because we're going to blend this into a paste, and then we're going to store it in jars in the fridge. And when you use it, you're going to just use a couple of tablespoons of paste per serve of noodles. And you want it to have a little bit of oily sheen on it, okay?
Okay.
Just add the oil in here.
Oh, you put quite a lot oil, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should... Is that your house, Chef Jo? I can hear your doorbell going.
I think there's a postman still late night.
Oh, Slaju.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't find the address. Yeah.
Okay, so we've added the oil over here. Now we're going to add the seasoning. And again, I'm using chicken powder. Chicken powder kita panggil apa ya di dalam bahasa. Chicken powder kita panggil namanya apa ni ya?
Oh, tell me.
Last time the chef Dave gave a really long name for it. I can't remember. So it seems like I'm adding a lot, but that's because this is a lot of prawn shells. So we're going to make a lot of prawn noodles from this batch, okay? And if you don't want to use chicken powder, you can just add some salt instead. So chicken powder and sugar.
Sugar, yeah. To balance up, yeah.
Yum. Bisa ayam. Gula sikit ya. Okay. So we want to fry this till the garlic is soft and the prawns are cooked through. So sometimes kalau you nak tambah bawang pun boleh ya, tapi biasanya saya hanya pakai bawang putih dan yeah. Perisa serbuk ayam. Okay, perisa serbuk ayam. Okay, cool. The other day, Chef Dave had a really long name for it. I can't remember what. But yeah, perisa serbuk ayam is easier.
Perisa serbuk ayam.
I like doing these. I've had all these Malaysians help me with my language, you know, because I haven't spoken Malay in 36 years.
Jackie, Victoria asking you, are you going to add belacan inside?
No, I'm not. That's a good question, Victoria.
Victoria,
I think the belacan angle is a little bit stronger flavored, but the version I grew up eating, like my Har Meen, is more subtle. It's almost like the Ipoh Sah Hor Fun. I don't know if Chef Jo, do you know Sah Hor Fun?
Yes.
Yeah. Itu sedap ya. Biasanya, Sah Hor Fun, the flavor is not so strong.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you go to Penang and eat, they call it Hokkien mee. So it's very confusing. In KL, Hokkien mee means something else. But in Penang, Hokkien mee means prawn noodles with the soup.
So Jackie, soalan ya. Yang macam Jackie masak sekarang ni, kalau kita ada masa, kita boleh masak banyak-banyak. Lepas tu blend, kita boleh simpan dalam peti beku ke?
Betul. Ya, betul. Boleh. Tapi biasanya like in the fridge or in the freezer pun boleh.
Okay.
Lepas tu kita boleh simpan lama-lama lah. Dan bila nak
pakai boleh ambil.
Yeah. Every time you want some, especially if you just like, because I don't have a big family, you know, it's just me and baby Noah. So I can't, you know, if I cook this in a big pot of soup, then it takes me a long time to finish it. But if I blend it into a paste, I can keep it in the fridge. And then every time I want to eat noodles, I just take 2 tablespoons, boil it with some water, and then I strain it into my noodles, you know. So that's how I do it. Okay, so speaking of which, I've got some water over here. I'm just going to boil this up. And we're going to separately use the water here to boil the vegetables and the prawns and the noodles here. So you see, I don't know if you can make out. Just let me change the camera angle a little bit. You see the prawns, they're becoming like glossy and oily, right? So we just want to make sure that it's cooked through properly. And in Australia, like in Western countries, when they eat prawns, you know, they usually buy the cooked prawns. But if you're Asian, we prefer to buy our prawns raw, right? And also we prefer to buy them with the shell on, then we peel them, you know. That's why you have all these shells. We don't usually buy the frozen prawns that our techie Paul buys all the time. But to be fair, Paul lives in this part of South Africa where it's hard to get fresh seafood. So I'm always making fun of the prawns that he uses. Every time Paul cooks something, he buys those frozen packets of prawns, and to me they don't have any flavor left. Done. You know the one for me, Chef Jo, the big packets of in Chinese they call it restaurant prawns, you know. Hey Nelly, how you doing?
Nelly Bog,
Where you watching from?
Malaysian we are very well.
Yeah, it is.
Untuk PCB boleh ya.
Ya boleh. Dan juga apa ni tadi Chef Jo kata kita boleh buat mie rebus dengan paste ni kan?
Ya, boleh buat mie rebus. Kalau kita lah macam kalau malas sangat nak pagi-pagi nak makan, so you just can take 2 spoon from your paste and pour hot boiling water. Then you can sieve. Then you have a very nice prawn beef in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Lisa says that she just joined, and what am I making? Lisa, I'm making an instant prawn paste that you would use to make prawn noodle soup, what we call Har Meen in Chinese, right? So I've got all these leftover prawn shells. So every time I eat prawns, I save the shells, keep them in the freezer, and every now and then I take them out. And right now it's being fried up, prawn shells plus garlic plus seasoning, which includes chicken powder, but you don't have to use that. You can just use salt if you don't like using chicken powder, right? Chicken powder, sugar, a little bit of sugar, not too much, and some pepper, and a fair bit of oil to fry it up till it's flavoursome. Okay, so while this is frying, what we're going to do, we're going to prepare, we're just going to cut up some vegetables. Okay. Again, we've got some kuchai over here, the garlic chives.
You can get fresh daun kuchai in Sydney, eh?
Yeah, easily. Yeah. We're quite fortunate in Sydney that we've got a lot of things that we can get fresh. But sometimes they're seasonal, so a kuchai is okay.
I think this must be from Alex Farm.
I know, she seems to have everything. And also, I know, if you're just joining us, I'm just using toy
Example, orang tua tanam macam-macam.
Yeah. Alex lives quite a few hours from Sydney. Where she lives, she actually has kangaroos that come and actually eat her plants, you know. So it's pretty cool. Okay, this is nearly done. So like I said, I'm using choy sum over here, but typically you would use kangkong, yeah? And I've got some leftover chicken, roast chicken.
Nelly was asking you, are you making Hokkien mee broth?
Yeah, similar, Nelly. Are you from Penang? In Penang, the Penang style is a little bit different to mine.
Nelly was from Penang, yeah.
Yeah. In my part of Malaysia, we call it Har Meen, but in my part of Malaysia, our Har Meen broth is not spicy. The spice is served separate in a sambal belacan tumis, a fried sambal belacan. We're not going to show that today because it's just going to be too much, you know. But I would usually make my own sambal separately. Also keep it in the fridge. Every time I make this, I will serve that separately. So if you want your Har Meen or Penang mee broth spicy, you just put a spoonful of the fried sambal belacan on top and mix it, you know. Yeah. But we don't make this spicy per se. Okay. So we've got the water here, and it's going to boil up. And as far as the type of noodles, I like to use, typically Har Meen, you would serve it with bihun or vermicelli and Hokkien mee, right? Egg noodles. So I'm just going to use kway teow actually. So biasanya kita bila kita makan Har Meen, kita pakai bihun dan mie mie dan bihun. Tapi hari ini kita akan pakai. Saya suka makan kway teow. Ini kway teow yang apa ni? That's a little bit.
Kway basah. Yeah. Jadi itu kway teow basah ya? Kway teow basah
Kway teow basah betul. Yeah.
Fresh.
Penang guys. Penang guys are my worst critics. I'm from Seremban, so we're a little bit more relaxed. So,
maybe if you are in overseas, you can buy those like kway teow pak thai noodle, no? The dried one you can soak in the water.
Yeah, that's right. But we're very fortunate in Sydney. Kita boleh ni kway teow ni kita all kind of style pun dapat fresh,
Yeah.
In some parts of the world, you have to buy it dry and then you have to soak it and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is ready, yeah? Let's just show you what we're going to do. Now we're going to transfer it. Okay.
Jackie, when I was in Shanghai, we couldn't find kway teow in Shanghai.
Really?
Yeah. So what I do, because I have the Hong Kong chef and some chef from the Cantonese cooking part. So I asked them to make the fresh kway teow in the kitchen.
Oh, good. It's not hard to make.
For my coffee shop.
Wait, you have a coffee shop in Shanghai at a hotel?
This is where we sell all those Asian favorite like mee goreng, mama, char kway teow, Penang, and that kind of thing. So we asked our Cantonese chef who make those dim sum. They make a fresh kway teow for us. And you cannot find fresh kway teow in the market in Shanghai.
Really? You would think being China that you would get it everywhere, Sounds strange.
Because Shanghai they don't eat that kind of noodle. It's only maybe in the Canton, no, in the Guangzhou. Those Cantonese speaking part.
Okay. See, I did not know that. Now, when you visit Penang, let me bring you Hokkien mee hopping. Yeah. But I don't eat pork though. I'm a little bit scared when I go to Penang because the Penang hawker food is beautiful, but there's a lot of pork. I don't eat pork. So if you can find me some pork-free Penang Hokkien mee, I'd love to do it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the blender. We'll split it into 2 batches. So Chef Jo, when you make the kway teow in Shanghai, did you use it with a cloth or how did they make it?
Yes, because the Sing Tam chef, they put on the muslin cloth and they start to pour the batter and then the steam and they roll like chu chong fan. But slightly on more firmer texture.
Okay.
So that you can really fry.
Okay. Yeah. When I was working in a dim sum restaurant in Sydney when I was still in high school in Australia, that's how they made it as well. But when I make kway teow, I don't use the muslin. I can't get the muslin technique right. The Penang would kill you. They do serve the paste sauce on the side dish when you go eat in the hotel, the MATJHN Har Meen. Calls it. I tend to leave it aside. Okay. All right. So we're gonna blend this. Okay. So this is gonna be a little bit loud. Here's my.
So you got to blend it very fine,
Yeah, until it's like a paste. Okay, so you see it?
Yeah, right.
And so we get spatula. That's good. Yeah, so this is what it looks like now, right? Yeah. And then this you can just store in the fridge or the freezer. And then you just have like weeks and months of like prawn noodles. Every time you want some, you don't have to cook it from scratch. You just add it to some boiling water and strain it into your noodles. Yep, I'll show you in a second.
So, so Nelly was saying in Hokkien mee broths, you cook the chicken together on top of the prawn, right?
Yeah,
and then with the egg.
The shredded chicken and hard-boiled eggs. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So if you have the luxury of using pure chicken broth, you can add this to the chicken broth. Otherwise, just water is okay.
Yes, Nelly, we can make xiao long bao, Shanghai style nasi lemak influence. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Down there in Shanghai, they have this dumpling, they call it dragon dumpling, and lion dragon dumpling.
What do they call the dumplings again, Chef Joe?
What I can't remember anymore. I think like goutier, something like goutier. It's a small bite.
Goutier. Okay.
Okay, ini baru menonton. Selamat menonton dengan Jackie. Selamat
apa khabar? Chef,
khabar.
It's okay. Masak prawn noodles, my favorite. Oh, very cool.
So this is what from Mak Jan fan tonight, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so paste ini dah
okay, dah siap ya.
Dah siap ya. So we've got some water here.
It take about half an hour or so you cook that prawn shell.
Yeah, thereabouts. So not too long, depending on how much you have. So sekarang kita akan rebus.
Ingat kalau api tu panas dalam kuali mungkin lagi cepat kan?
Apa ni?
Kalau kita masak dalam kuali, api tu panas mungkin lagi cepat.
Yeah, betul.
Okay, if we cook in the wok with a slightly bigger fire, it can be a quick one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me just get a bowl.
So yang mana baru menonton, sila bagi tahu di mana anda menonton sekarang.
Yeah. Okay, so kita ada, let's go. Saya nak rebus.
Itu nak buat rebus kangkung.
Yeah. Okay, just pretend it's kangkung, yeah, guys. I couldn't find any kangkung today, so we're using the choy sum instead. Patutnya kita rebus like one after the other, yeah, separate is better. But I'm just putting this all in together.
Jackie, kalau saya masak kangkung, dia punya batang tu saya akan belah dua.
Oh, tu ke? Kenapa?
Sebab kadang-kadang kita tak pasti. Banyak ni dalam banyak kes, kadang-kadang ada ulat dalam batang.
Hey, don't say that. Oh no. Are you serious?
Itu extra protein, no charge.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna eat kangkung anymore. Oh my god.
That's why every time when I cook kangkung, I always cut into two, split up, so then you can see what's going on inside there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I have a phobia of ulat, you know. Are you serious? I'm not eating kangkung anymore, guys.
No problem. Actually, it's an extra protein.
I'm alright. I don't need the protein.
Yeah.
Really? Is that like macam ulat apa ni? Macam caterpillar ke apa?
Dia ulat sayur.
Ew, oh my god. Okay, I'll show you guys, yeah. So we've got the paste here. Bila kita nak pakai, kita akan tambah like air rebus. Okay, paste a bit.
So masa Jackie masuk tu tak payah tumis, kira masuk terus dalam periuk ya.
Betul. Yeah.
You don't have to saute, just put
ataupun
everything in the pot and put in the water. Yeah.
yeah, and it's good if you're in America and you got kids at college, right? You can just give them the paste in a jar. And in the
Okay.
college dorm, kalau dia tak dapat apa ni dapur untuk masak, kita boleh just
Okay.
pakai air dari apa ni from the kettle. Like you just boil the water from the kettle, macam
Yeah.
like just making instant coffee. You just put the paste, add boiling water to it, and then you tapis terus dalam.
So now Catherine also scared to eat kangkong already. No, you don't have to worry what you do. Just split the stem into two, so then you can see what. Yeah. So if there any, you just throw it out. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I never knew that.
You know, even petai. Petai.
Really?
Even petai. Yeah, I always split the bean into two, so I make sure there's no worm inside, because sometimes there's like some healthy worm inside there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yep. No, I'm not eating petai or kangkong anymore, guys. Thanks to Chef Jo.
So now it's a movement control order, so everybody stay home.
Okay. So sekarang kita ada udang dan noodle kuih tiaw dan sayur.
Ya.
Kucai ni kita tak payah rebus ya, kucai kita pakai fresh.
Tadi yang mi tiaw tu tadi Jackie blanch ke?
Ya, blanch sikit. Ya.
Blanch kan?
Blanch dalam air ya.
Okay,
dipanggil ni mi tiaw ke? Mi tiaw ada
ya,
kuih tiaw.
Kalau orang Melayu kita panggil mi tiaw lah.
Betul ke?
Kita kuih kalau kuih tiaw tu mana dia dah ada goreng. Kalau mi tiaw tu yang kuih tiaw noodle.
Wait, sekejap ya. Kuih tiaw is like kuih tiaw.
Agak makan kuih tiaw, mana dia mi tiaw tu dah digoreng.
Okay, betul ke?
Yeah, so there mean in another word, mi tiaw mean is kuih tiaw noodle.
Kuih tiaw noodle. Kuih tiaw macam kuih tiaw campur mi.
Yeah, raw noodle.
Okay. Victoria says I always split kangkong, I just cook kangkong.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. This is the first time I've heard of this. I've never heard of people
but it's nice. Normally when I cut it into then normally I will cut it into a small bite. Yeah, then when you bite the kangkong, will be quite nice rather than the whole kangkong like that.
Really, I had no idea. Oh my god!
You know, when you talk about this kangkong, there's a legend story about kangkong in Malaysia. Yeah, back in Malacca time.
Okay,
you know, during this Parameswara, the kings from Malacca, he went to China.
Mm-hmm.
He go to say hello to the emperor in China, because the emperor in China, they see his face to face, so everybody had to bow down. So then one of the warrior from the Malacca said, how do I want to see this face of this emperor? So then he got a clue. He said, why not we introduce kangkong to the Chinese? This is, we say, it's a Malaysian vegetable that you cannot cut. You have to take its whole. So when you take whole, you pull up and you put in your mouth, then you can see the emperor's face.
Really?
Yeah. This is
that story.
From Malacca. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's how the Malacca Sultanate married with the Hang Lipo, the princess from China. Yeah. So now you can go to Malacca. You go to Malacca, you have the Bukit Cina. No, all these are all. Yeah.
So Hang Lipo was married to Parameswara. Is that right?
To the Sultan. Yeah, to the Sultan of Malacca.
Yeah.
Because Parameswara, his name when he was migrate from Palembang. So once he converted to a Muslim, so he changed his name to another name.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been to the Kubo Hang Lipo. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. Let me just get a.
Like moving house.
I know. I'm very disorganized, guys.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So
now it's ready, yeah?
Yeah, now it's ready. So the soup, the color lain sikit lah sebab like kita, I mean the paste makes it makes the soup foggy. So from an aesthetic point of view, when you look at it, rupanya macam tak berapa sama macam Har Meen. Tapi bagi saya, the flavor is better. But like it's got more prawn taste, you know. So let's try a little bit. Yeah, it's very very prawny. Oh, it's great. I love it like that. Okay. So again, guys, if you make it like this, the great thing is this here, you can store it into jars, you can freeze it, and then you just take what you want, you know, and just add some water. You can just use water from a kettle and just mix it, strain it over some soup, some noodles, and that's your prawn noodle soup. You can have it for breakfast. I have it for breakfast virtually every day, instead of just having it once in a blue moon and then having a big pot of soup that you have to use up, you know, quickly. So that's kind of how I do it. Now, everyone, Chef Jo, you've scared everybody about the kangkong now. Someone's saying there are some kangkong in the fridge. Now they're scared to use it. Sultan Mansur Shah. Okay. Engkun. See, see? Everybody knows that better than me. All right, guys. So this is the easy way to make the prawn noodle soup.
Can you close up to the camera so that we all the audience can look at it?
Okay. Let me change the camera angle.
Maybe you can put the second camera. Second camera.
Okay, so I know it doesn't look great at the moment.
But mild, lovely looking broth, yeah?
Yeah. So ini kita buat macam cincai sikit, ya? Macam instant noodle sikit. So
let's say those guys, can you replace with some mussel, cockle, or some other seafood?
Sebenarnya, I prefer to stay with prawns because some of the seafood like mussels and cockles, they're strong flavored, so they change the flavor of the soup. I think like mussel and cockle are better in like macam laksa lemak or something like that, where the flavor is very strong. Whereas this one is meant to be quite subtle and quite, you know, quite balanced sort of thing, if you know what I mean. So you can use chicken, you can use prawns and whatever. And if you have, thank you, Eng. If you have like chicken stock, you know, you can add the prawn paste into chicken stock, and then that will give a nicer, fuller body broth. But usually when I do it, I just use plain water. But like the flavor is already in the paste already. You don't need a lot more flavor to it. Yeah. So give it a try, guys. So don't forget, don't throw out your prawn shells from now on, and buy fresh prawns. Don't buy like the cooked prawns. If you live overseas, I think Westerners, like I think Chef Jo, you pun kan tahu kan, like biasanya orang putih bila dia makan seafood, kita pergi like macam seafood buffet di 5-star hotel pun, there's seafood buffet, biasanya all the seafood is all boiled, from the prawns to the mussel to the crab and all that. It's all just boiled, and then they serve it chilled, and to me that's very boring, you know. I prefer to use fresh raw seafood and then cook it and then use the shell or something else as well. Hey Juliet, do you have a sambal to eat with prawn noodles? Yes, I do actually. I usually make the sambal belacan tumis, so fried sambal belacan, which is onion, chili, belacan, and again like oil and preser. Like I add like belacan, and I add usually a little bit of fish sauce. You can add a little bit of soya sauce if you want, and a little bit of sugar. The sugar is optional. You know, sometimes some people prefer the sambal a little bit sweeter. You can add more sugar. Sometimes they don't want any sweetness at all, no sugar. I usually add a little bit just to cut through the savoriness, and then I serve it separate. Jackie, if Joshua has make all the all-purpose sambal for laksa. Yeah, sure. Okay, we'll do next session. All right.
Can I sprinkle those fried shallot on top?
Yeah. So usually that's the other thing as well. I make like homemade crispy fried shallots and just sprinkle it over and serve it as well. So it becomes like a full-on meal. You got the prawn, you got the shallots, you got the shredded chicken, and you got the sambal belacan, and also boiled egg, right? So like in some parts of Malaysia, usually they serve it with half a boiled egg as well, and then you get like a complete meal that way, right? And if you've got fish cake slices, you can use that as well. Apa ni? Kita panggil apa ya? Fish cakes. Fish cake.
Fish cake ball, yeah.
Yeah, fish ball and all that sort of stuff. So that's an easy way to have breakfast every morning. From now on, if you make this, keep it in the fridge. It will keep for weeks and weeks in the fridge. You just get a couple of spoonfuls, boil some noodles, pour it over, and voila, that's your breakfast every morning. You're gonna have Har Meen every morning. All right, guys. Don't forget, if you want the recipes,
if you keep the fish in the fridge, how long can it last? In a normal
at least
fridge?
6 weeks. At least 6 weeks. Yeah. I always have it for like
in a tight bottle. Yeah.
And in the freezer, biasanya I would say 6 months, right? Prawn heads too. Yeah, that's right. Keep the rows in the prawn heads. So if you have too much prawn shells, like I sometimes do, if you don't have a big enough wok, just use the prawn heads. If you have a big enough wok, use the whole prawn shell and the prawn egg. Yeah. Baru tengok apa ni? Dapat baca. Sounds good. Definitely give it a try soon. Yeah, you should. Let me know how it turns out. And baru tengok terlepas resipi. Okay, nanti kita akan post resipi dalam website kita ya. Kalau you nak resipi, sila daftar dekat malaysianchefs.com/join today. By the way, guys, we replaced our website. We are still building a new website, but the new website, malaysianchefs.com, if you go there now, it's back up and running. But we are going to add a lot more stuff. So hopefully you will continue to visit malaysianchefs.com. We will update like all our sessions there, and we'll post the recipes. And if you want the recipes in a proper PDF, in an ebook, then sign up at malaysianchefs.com/join today, and you will get access as a member to all our e-magazines, all our recipes, and all our bonus content as well. Because sometimes our chefs do special live videos that you guys don't see as part of MOMC, and we'll put it up in the members area as well. So jangan lupa ya, kalau you nak recipe, nak semua e-magazine dan ada apa-apa bonus content juga, sila daftar dekat malaysianchefs.com/join today ya. Okay. So
yang lepas tu yang baru tengok tak tampak lagi, nanti boleh ulang balik semula, kita boleh tengok balik yang recorded one. Masalah.
Betul. Yeah, that's right. And also don't forget, guys, on Monday, MOMC Mondays, we have 2 sessions from now on. This series, we have sessions at 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Kuala Lumpur time. Next series, I rasa kita akan tukar masa sedikit sebab bagi saya rasa pukul 10 malam agak lewat sikit bagi all of our audience, yeah. But this coming Monday, we have Chef Jo is going to be cooking. Chef Jo, Chef Jo, what are you making this coming Monday for MOMC?
As usual, because my cooking is an eclectic touch, so I will create a little eclectic for the Malaysian flavor. Yeah. Okay,
perfect. So and Chef Jo is basically the popularizer of eclectic cuisine in Malaysia. So his sessions are always very interesting to me. By the way, for those of you who are overseas and who may not know, Chef Jo is the head judge of MasterChef Malaysia, and he has decades of experience working in Shanghai, working in Switzerland, and his food is amazing. I've been to his restaurant when I was in Kuala Lumpur, but he is a genius when it comes to food, when it comes to cooking, and it comes to ingredients and all that. So make sure you guys tune in. MOMC Monday, we got Chef Jo, and we also have Chef Bob Kan.
Yes.
Bob? Yeah, Chef Bob is replacing
Curly. Yeah, I'm on the second one.
Yeah, okay. So Chef Bob is at 7 p.m. Kuala Lumpur, and Chef Jo will be at 10 p.m. Hey, apa khabar semua? Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Sharatu.
It appear on every Monday, so we always say that your Monday will be never the same again. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So every Monday we call it the Blue Mondays. So we make sure that this Monday you are entertained with some good food from MOMC.
Good Food Mondays, MOMC Good Food Mondays. There you go.
And of course, this is brought by the Tourism Malaysia. Malaysia is truly Asian.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And make sure you sign up for our recipes over at malaysianchefs.com/join today. And we'll see you again on Monday. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And we'll see you later. Okay. Thank you, Chef Jo, for hosting.
Jumpa lagi.
Jumpa lagi ya.
Ini mungkin dah pukul sekarang? Dah pukul 12 ya?
Bagi saya hampir 12 ya. Yeah, so it's my midnight slack here. All right. Bye everyone. Ciao.
Okay, jumpa lagi.